channel, and we are talking about classical guitar. I have run out of room on my phone almost, so I decided to do another live stream. I'm glad you joined me. So, this is for the benefit of my students mostly. Um, Quite a number of you are studying classical guitar at university or privately, adults and young people. And we're a number of you are preparing for the practical exams through the RCM, or the Royal Conservatory of Music, located in Toronto. And these days the exams are remote because of COVID, but oftentimes a representative will come down from Toronto, Canada, or some other location in Canada or the United States. Um, it's a friendly relationship with the United States and Canada, right? And so it's quite a program. So the Royal Conservatory has 10 levels. And tonight I'm going to demonstrate, perform, and talk about a piece from level 4. A number of you are in level 4 and working on a piece called Aria by Antonin Losy. And he was Baroque lutenist from Prague. Quite a composer, too. So this is one of about 150 pieces, individual pieces by Losy. Some of these are grouped into suites in various combinations. You usually think of the lute as a Renaissance instrument, for sure. But there were Baroque lutenists too, so not Baroque guitar, but Baroque lute in this case. So let me perform it and then we'll talk about it a bit. How to practice it and how to prepare so you can have the best experience on the exam. Now, to be clear, I am not an examiner. I'm a guitar teacher, so I prepare you for uh, the adjudicator, who you don't know. And I don't know who that is right now. So here it is, the Aria by Losy. Now, this piece has two repeats in it, and then the final two lines that are kind of a little tag, so to speak, which repeat that note against note style there. Now, I took the repeat the first time. On the RCM exam, most of the time you skip repeats. But I wanted you to hear this. You just play this section one time on the exam. That first four measures really encapsulates the style, what he's trying to do here. It's floats along harmonically with a moving line over the same chord. So you're in A minor, then moving to the G, F, E in the bass. So these are block chords and harmonies, but then quickly connecting notes, another chord, another figure here, and then so quite a bit of counterpoint in just those two measures alone. And it gets more elaborate. It seems simple in some ways, but he does quite a bit here. In the next section, listen to the high and the low notes conversing there. Really pleasant rhythms and held notes with measure 7. You have a half note with a stem pointing down against the eighth notes. Important to sustain all those. By the way, the right hand fingerings in this, and left hand, but especially right hand here, I would really adhere to that very strictly. It's teaching you something. Your hands will thank you, for sure. The RCM is, in your scales and arpeggios, you're doing so many patterns, and you're using various combinations of fingers and rhythms, triplets, 16th notes, tremolando, just rapid repeating on the same string, same note. You're using I and M, free and rest stroke, M and A, I and A, oftentimes in various upper levels, mid to upper levels. So that's the character of this piece. I wanted to mention the technique a bit because it just ties in so much. The fingerings are so important, especially to the guitar. It's not a very loud instrument. You want to bring out all the subtleties, and following the fingerings and hearing and seeing the connections in the musical line really makes it possible to play guitar more legato than you thought it was, than thought possible. We don't have a bow. It's hard to match the richness of a cello, but we have other things like colors that it's hard for them to do too. So various colors, and we can get really subtle. Not that they can't, but I think we have the ability for a lot of contrapuntal playing. Not that they don't have it somewhat, but we're like a keyboard in that way, in some respect. So that first section, I want to talk about those chords again. It's one stumbling block is getting the second measure chord. So you have the root, the fifth, and the third in that order, and you want to bring out that melody, but then there's connecting to an E major chord. So you must, in the air, when you're taking the fingers off, relax the fingers. You got to have this aim-directed movement. You need to know exactly where you're going. Relax, shift. Takes a lot of practice out of context. And it's okay to pause. That's a difficult passage. Relax, plant. Same here. You want to play, in this case, in the C, E, A, play P, M, A. Listen to that note against note style. You're sustaining the longer notes. Eighth note movement, but quarter notes on the bottom. Half note F, and then moving eighth notes on the top. E major. My favorite part of this piece is the last four lines, because you have this classic sustained longer notes, moving in eighth notes, counterpoint, tie, that's measure 9 and 10. It's very important to work that out, to not have an abruptness to your playing. very important. That will help you. Now, after all, an exam, this kind is not just to only garner points through correct playing, but you're an artist, and you want to come across that way. So that's the Aria by Losy. I hope this has been helpful. Um, I've got quite a other tutorials I can offer on this too in the near future. In the meantime, best regards. Good luck in your preparations. Take care, everybody. Well, all right. I'm very new at this, my friends, so I'm trying to figure out how to end this session. How about this? Will that do it? Maybe? Yes.